Hello and welcome to our third video in this mini thread. So how can we support families with technology and social media issues? So I just wanted to start by asking the first question today. What does the research say about tech and social media with children and young people? How can schools support parents with this? And how can we measure the impact on this? This is a huge question at the moment for schools to grapple with, but I think society more generally. You may be aware of some of the reading material around this. So Dean Twenge has got a book, iGen, but also a TED Talk, which I will link in Fulcrum, about the difficulty that young people are facing when it comes to social media and how we can perhaps draw some links between social media and the difficulties that young people are facing in the mental health crisis. The State of the Nation report in 2022 of children and young people's wellbeing gave these relatively shocking statistics. You can see that fewer than 50% of young women feel safe when they are using social media, and almost 1 in 5 have been bullied through social media. And this recent article in the New Statesman by Jonathan Haidt is sort of really calling for this epidemic, the mental health illness on epidemic for young women to be taken seriously, because the evidence is really clear that smartphones are the major cause of this. So if we weren't quite sure about the impact that social media has on young people, particularly young women, then we can now be really clear on that. And I think that that is something that as schools, we've got a responsibility to talk to parents about. So how can schools support parents with this? Well, there's 3 main ways. I think we can start right from the beginning in our relationships with families of making a big deal out of this and go from induction, set out the policies and practices straight away so that everybody knows what to expect. Again, as with any expectation, we always talk about purpose over power and being evidence informed. Luckily, we have a huge amount of evidence now to suggest that we need to support parents and young people, particularly young women, with their access to social media. So that shouldn't be too much of a hard sell. When we then move on to the kind of universal support that we can offer to everybody, regular high quality support and signposting, whether that's information sharing, whether it's our kind of weekly deliberate practice and scripting to include information around social media. What do we say without scaremongering, but also to make sure that families really understand how important it is. Regular surveys, regular opportunities for families to air their concerns, and offering tech amnesty. So you might have seen lots of schools are sort of promoting the give your PlayStation up, give your phone up, but doing that kind of whole school as a culture to talk about the benefits of being tech-free for a little while, of experiencing some other parts of life. So exploring those tech amnesty options for everybody. And then the targeted early help and referrals. We need to be acting on the data, and the data is telling us that it's a particular issue for young women, and some of the other data that we've seen previously has shown us that for young girls in year 7, that is a time where their mental health takes a significant decline. For many young girls, that's when they also first get their phone. So it's about linking up those 2 things and putting that targeted support in where we know it is necessary. So signposting, just a few quick Googles can give you these really helpful, easily accessible information hubs. So we've got the internetmatters.org, we've got Young Minds, we've got the NSPCC. All of these can be linked on your website. They can be given as links in text messages or in your kind of weekly newsletter. But however you get this information out to families, you know, it is really important that we're getting that information to them regularly and often. And so when we're doing this work, as ever, we want to be able to measure the impact of it. And just coming back to these wellbeing surveys, if they are happening maybe 3 times a year, then we can keep checking in on that and keep making sure that the work that we're doing is having an impact and linking those two things up together. So I'd love to know what support your families currently have on the issue of tech and social media, what more you'd like to do, and yeah, please do get in touch. Thanks very much.